Alrighty, people. This is part 1 for Fire Emblem Monshou no Nazo, my first old school gaming thing, since there was a little dispute over what constituted as old school and what was constituted as not. I think that the Game Boy Color is pretty old, but whatever. So anyway, this is the first chapter, and it's called Marth's Journey. And we're basically going to scroll through all this text, which, you know, I'm having a little lag here, but there's some stuff that basically gives some background information about things that happened before this chapter. And if you've ever had a chance to play Shin Ankoku, which is Fire Emblem 11, and is the remake of Book 1 of Monshou, then um there's 4 prologue chapters that basically go through what all of this is. You don't have to read about all of it, you actually go through it, and it's a little different. So anyway, we have this map, and it's not that big, but it's whatever. I It doesn't really look that big, and you'll see why. But one thing in Fire Emblem games, and past Fire Emblem games, you know, future, I guess, I said past because, you know, there's 11 of them now, the the whole thing is you have like 5 people in your army at the beginning, and there's like 20 gazillion enemies, and somehow you always manage to win. Most of the time you do. Sometimes you suck. So anyway, Sheeta comes over to you, or, well, she's supposed to come over to you. She already did. And you go through some text, and because, you know, it's a translation or whatever, you know, some of it's kind of hilarious sounding with the translation. And I'm sorry if I sound like crap. I think I'm coming down with something. So anyway, we're just gonna move some people. There is a shop that I didn't know existed north of where you start by the houses. So I just sent Jagan there because Jagan is kind of, he's useless, actually. And by useless, I mean he sucks as a unit. So I just had him buy some stuff. And we will allocate all our weapons at some other point. But right now, let's just buy some things. I should have really cut this out, but I didn't. So, we'll have Jagan wait there, and then we will move some more people. We will move Sheeta. Sheeta is a Pegasus Knight. She can traverse any terrain, whether it's water or mountains or whatever. So we're going to have her attack an enemy and hopefully maybe double attack and kill him. And she kills him. Because Sheeta, I never really had good luck with Pegasus Knights. Except for Sheeta. Sheeta is the only one. And, you know, that sounds very bad, but the Pegasus Knights I always ended up weak, and they ended up dying with, like, one attack. So, move some more people. Since I'm having some lag issues, this might be a while. I don't know, it always kind of runs slow, especially when I'm recording. So, and we just move some more people in. Move Gordon. So now it's finally the enemy's turn. And the enemies, in the original Ankoku, because Book 1 of Monshou is a remake of it, the enemies used to take forever to move. It would take 20 minutes for all 5 enemies that are deciding to move to wherever the hell they want. So this dude's gonna attack Doga, and Doga is going to spear him in the throat and not kill him right away. Most of the units don't like to double attack. In fact, I think only a few of them actually can. Sheeta is one of them, and Marth is another one of them. And I think it's because most of these people, their attack kind of sucks. So, um, yeah, that's great. Not everyone can double attack. So sometimes it's a little frustrating when you just want them to ram their weapon into the person's throat, and the enemy's left with like 2 HP, and your unit rather just won't kill them. So, whatever. It frustrates me sometimes. It frustrates me even more because this is my second time playing through this, and the first time Sheeta died. we're not up to that point yet, where she actually died and I had to restart. But she was on that one fort. So we're gonna move some people again because it's our turn. I'm gonna have Sheeta visit this village here. I think I was supposed to get a voluntary from her, but I think that's only if I visit her with Marth. Because I don't know where you can buy vulneraries. I had a very hard time navigating this game when I first played it, because I didn't know where anything was. So we're gonna do some inventory allocations. We're just gonna deposit most, if not all, of Jagan's weapons. I think I left him with the silver lance, which was probably stupid. And gonna fix some options, and then I gave him an iron sword to give to Marth. Jagan can use, unlike the original Ankoku, mounted units can only use lances when mounted and swords when dismounted. So it's kind of frustrating because that means you need 15 billion lances, and then you need 15 billion swords, and you have to dismount them if you want them to use their sword. And suppose their lance breaks, and then it's very frustrating. And I don't know why they changed it to be like that, but yeah. So we're just gonna try to kill as many people as we can with our units, and I'm gonna have Abel attack some people. And in this game, not Fire Emblem 11, but in this one, Book 1, you have to manually end your turn. It's not automatic, like when all of your units move. Yeah, you have to do that yourself. Which dude is this? Cain. Cain's never double attacked me, I don't think. But everyone seems to always attack Cain. So I think he almost died in one of the playthroughs I did. But yeah, this guy gets his ass kicked. Woo! So Cain gets some nice experience points. The beginning chapters aren't really that difficult. I mean, this is a strategy game, but there's no weapon triangle in this one, because that wasn't invented yet. And basically just know what units are weak against what units. Like Pegasus Knights will be killed with one hit or criticaled by archers if they're in range. And, take terrain into advantage. I don't know if there's any terrain bonuses. Use the forts, because forts can heal HP. I use them a lot because they're a lifesaver. And once you get a healer, use healers and forts, and it'll be hard to knock a unit down. And just don't have your units get surrounded. Don't have one person, like for example, don't have Marth get surrounded on all 4 sides, because he will die. And if Marth dies, like any other Fire Emblem game, if you played other Fire Emblem games, if your lord dies, it's game over. And then you have to play the whole chapter over again. And these chapters are at least like a half an hour. And that's the easy ones. The harder ones can take a lot more than that. So we're just gonna keep trucking. I'm gonna move Sheeta up so she's not all by herself. In my turn, the enemy can take a million years. And I will have to stop this video soon because it's getting a little long. And these chapters take forever sometimes. So, I think after this battle I'll end it here. So I will see you guys in part 2 of Monshou no Nazo.